The All-NBA teams have gone positionless recently. This means that if the 5 best players in the NBA are all centers, then they can all be on the NBA first team. It used to be that it had to be 2 guards, 2 forwards, and 1 center. Last season, we had a loaded first team with SGA, Jokic, Luka, Giannis, and Jason Tatum. Even the second team was insane with Brunson, Ant, KD, Kawhi, and AD. The third team had a mix of young talent and NBA legends with LeBron, Steph, Sabonis, Halliburton, and D-Book. It's early August, and today I'm going to try to predict all of the All-NBA teams, including the defensive teams and rookie teams. They're not announcing these awards for another 10 months, so this is going to be pretty tough. Also, while you're watching this video, let me know in the comments where you think that I have gone completely wrong or where you disagree with me. And if you guys haven't, make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 3K subs. Starting things off with the All-NBA first team, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think he has a good shot at winning MVP. I think he's going to put up, 32 points per game, 11 rebounds per game, and just be a monster defensively. My second player on the All-NBA first team is going to be Luka Doncic. We saw what he did last season, averaging like 35, 9-9 or whatever, 35, 10-9, something insane. And I think he's going to run it back and put up similar numbers. The third player that I have on the All-NBA first team is going to be Joel Embiid. Now, what it comes down to is health. Can he play 65 games? Because you guys got to remember that is now a requirement to win any of these awards. When he was playing last season in his, I think it was like 38 games, he averaged 35 points per game. The 2 seasons prior to this last one, he did manage to play 65 games, although I'm just not sure if he can do it. I'm going to say he does it. That's why I have him on this list. The fourth player that I have on this list is going to be Nikola Jokic. The guy's just a monster. He's won 3 out of the last 4 NBA MVPs. Arguably should have won 4 straight. It would be bad. It would just be messed up of me to leave him off of this list. And the last player that I have on my All-NBA first team is going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I think the Thunder are going to be the 1 seed in the West. This is a very young team that is looking to take a step forward in this upcoming season, and SGA is going to be the leader of that team, and I think he's only going to get better in this upcoming season. Now we have the All-NBA second team, and my first player is going to be Anthony Edwards. He is very obviously becoming one of the league's young superstars, and I think he's going to get even better next season. I think what also helps him a lot is his ability to play a lot of minutes per game and also hustle and give a lot of energy defensively. A lot of the older guys are almost one-sided. What I kind of mean by that is, like, say LeBron, he's a little older, he's not going to give as much effort defensively, where he has to save his energy for offense. Anthony Edwards plays both sides of the ball. He gets a lot of steals. Offensively, defensively, he makes a big impact. My second player is going to be Anthony Davis, and this is another guy that you have to worry about health. Will he reach that 65 game requirement? We'll have to see, but he's a monster offensively. Defensively, he's one of the best rim protectors in the game. My third player is going to be Jalen Brunson. Now, this one I could be wrong on, but the end of last season was insane for Brunson. Into the playoffs, like, he just looked like one of, if not the best players in the entire NBA. Fourth player that I have on here for the second team is going to be Jason Tatum. Last season, he was on the first team. And I don't know, I kind of disagree with that, but hey, the Celtics were insane, so I guess they had to give somebody their flowers from that team. The NBA is just loaded with talent. I mean, he could be first team again, possibly, but I got Giannis, Luka, Embiid, Jokic, and SGA all above him kind of easily, at least when I'm predicting this. And the last player that I have on the All-NBA second team is going to be Victor Wembanyama. This is kind of a hot take. This is a little bit crazy, but I think that he has the potential to win Defensive Player of the Year next season, possibly Most Improved Player. There's a lot of awards on the table for Wemby. He is so good defensively. I think he already is possibly the best player in the NBA when it comes to defense. As his offensive game only gets better, it's going to be scary for the rest of the league. Also, I want to say Kawhi would have been on this second team, but I don't think he's going to play 65 games. And also, I don't think the Clippers are going to be very good. So possibly they kind of just manage him and kind of tank for a draft pick or something like that. I don't even know if they have their draft pick, but I just think they're not going to have a good season. And Kawhi, we know him. He's injury prone. Now we have the All-NBA third team, and we're starting off this team with Stephen Curry. Maybe he's lost a step from his MVP years, but he's still insane, and I'm still putting him on an All-NBA team. Next up, we have Kevin Durant. Same thing. Maybe he's lost a step from his MVP seasons, but he's still Kevin Durant. He's a very efficient player, although he's not averaging 30 points per game anymore like he once did. He's efficient. He really doesn't miss, and he's also a pretty solid defender. The third player that I'm having on this list is going to be Ja Morant, bouncing back after a crazy wild season last year where he dealt with a lot of legal situations and then an injury. I think the Grizzlies are going to be pretty good, and a big reason as to why is because Ja Morant. He's going to put up insane numbers. My fourth player on this third team is going to be Domantas Sabonis, one of the craziest all-star snubs I've ever seen last season for a guy that just puts up double-double after double-double, triple-double. I mean, he's insane. He just puts up crazy numbers, and he is a difference maker for that Kings team. For the last spot on all of these All-NBA teams, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Paolo Banchero improves upon last season and makes this team. There's a lot of players that I could have put on this spot, and I already know I'm going to be seeing the comments. How did you leave this guy off all of the NBA first teams? It's tough. You try and make a list and have the 15 best players or whatever. You're going to miss a few people, but I think Paolo is going to take a step forward, and the Magic are going to be, you know, a playoff team again. Also, I would have put LeBron on this third team, but he's getting older. He's going to be 40 years old this season, and I just don't think he's going to play 65 games this season. Now we have the All-NBA defensive first team, and my first player is going to be Victor Wembanyama. I pretty much think he's going to win, you know, defensive player of the year, so it's a no-brainer to put him first on this team. Second is going to be who I think probably wins runner-up, and that is going to be Bam Adebayo. Again, I said this in my last video. I just feel bad for him because he's been in the mix for so long, and I don't know if he's ever going to get a DPOY, but I definitely have him on my All-NBA defensive first team. The third player on the first team is going to be Giannis for me. I think, again, he might win MVP. He's a monster offensively, but his defense is just so good. He's a rim protector. He's a player that you really don't want to attack when you're trying to score the ball, and I think he's just gonna have an insane season. Fourth player is gonna be Rudy Gobert. I mean, he's just insane defensively. What does he have, 4 DPOYs now? And the last player on the All-NBA defensive first team is gonna be Anthony Davis. Again, we have to see if he could play 65 games, because if he can, we all know he's one of the best defenders in the entire NBA. Now we have the All-NBA defensive second team, and we're kicking it off with Chet Holmgren from the OKC Thunder. I've named 6 players for these defensive teams so far, and they've all been either power forwards or centers. We're just ripping off bigs here to start off this list, but that's because they're so important in the paint, protecting that rim, just blocking shots. And Chet Holmgren could easily be on the first team. When I first made this list, I had him on the first team. And the Thunder are going to be very good, and defensively, I mean, they're going to be insane, but Chet Holmgren is going to hold down that paint for them. The second player that I have on the All-NBA defensive second team is going to be Jaren Jackson Jr. The Grizzlies just weren't the same team, you know, that we know they could be last season. Jaren already has a DPOY under his belt, and I think that, you know, as they get back to their winning ways, he's going to be more clearly impactful on defense for this team. Third player that I have is going to be Herbert Jones. He's one of the best perimeter defenders, if not the best perimeter defenders in all of the NBA. Fourth player that I have on this list is going to be Alex Caruso. Again, I think the Thunder are going to be a very good team if you could not tell by now. And I think Caruso is going to start for this team. Maybe he comes off the bench. I saw, you know, possibly he could be a 6th man for this Thunder team, but I think he's going to start. And even if he does or doesn't, maybe he's in the lineup for some games and out of it for some games, I think that he's just going to be one of the best perimeter defenders like Herb Jones. He's going to generate a lot of turnovers and just cause havoc on the defensive side of the ball. My last player for this All-NBA defensive second team might be a little crazy to you guys, but it's going to be Jalen Suggs. His defense has just slowly and steadily gotten better and better over the course of his career. A lot of great defenders like Drew Holiday, Jaylen Brown, just to name a few that did not make my teams. But again, you guys try and name 10 of the best defensive players. There's going to be some snubs on your list as well. Now we have the All-NBA rookie first team, and I'm starting off with Zach Edey. I think he has a really good shot at winning Rookie of the Year, and I think he is going to be the most important rookie to his team's success in this upcoming season, as he is slotted to be the starting center for the Grizzlies, who are expected to be a playoff team. The second player that I have on this team is going to be Matas Buzelis. He has looked insane all summer in the Summer League, and I think the Bulls really picked great. They had a great selection picking him, and I think he's going to be a stud for them in the near future. Third player is going to be Jared McCain. Now, I don't necessarily think he's going to win Rookie of the Year, but I think he's going to be just an elite role player, and I think he's even going to start some games for this 76ers team. Fourth player is going to be Zachary Risache. He's one of the few rookies that will actually be starting, or at least he's expected to be starting. Maybe they end up going with DeAndre Hunter, but Risache, I think he's just going to kind of fall into numbers just by, you know, him being on kind of a bad team. He was obviously the #1 overall pick, so he's got some talent. And the last player that I have on the All-NBA rookie first team is going to be Dalton Knecht from the Los Angeles Lakers. I think his impact is going to be kind of comparable to last season when the Miami Heat had Jaime Jaquez. Now we have the All-NBA rookie second team, and I'm starting it off with Reed Sheppard. This is a guy that probably should have been on the first team, but I just don't know how many minutes he's going to get. I don't think he's going to start, maybe a few games, but he looks good, and I think he's going to have a really good career. But I just question this first season for him, because the Rockets are honestly loaded. They have a lot of guys that they got to get minutes to, and I just don't know how much minutes he's going to get. Same with the second player on this list, Rob Dillingham. I kind of expect him to be the backup point guard. Maybe they run him at the 2 guard sometimes, but I think Rob Dillingham has a lot of talent, and the Timberwolves are very lucky to have him. Third player that I have on here is Alexander Sarr. I think he possibly would have went first overall if it wasn't for the Hawks having that selection, having Clint Capella and then Okongwu. I think he's going to have a pretty solid career. Fourth on this team, I'm going to have Bub Carrington. And fifth, to wrap it off, I'm going to give this last spot to Donovan Clingan. Subscribe if you guys made it this far. And again, let me know in the comments, where did I go wrong? I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.